Well, that can go to a charity shop. Kim? Oh, he's got mountains of them upstairs, and they're all British made. Only the best for you, eh?
Happy birthday. Rugrat. Got a cheque for me yet?
Go to hell.
Now you know the deal, Kim. Either I get my 350,000 back or you go down for misappropriation of company funds.
Here you are. Oh, thanks.
Get ready to tug your forelocks. Here come the aristos.
Do we have to stay? Can't we just wait for the present opening and then clear off?
So willing. Kim's my partner. Anyway, there's a business matter I need to discuss.
You know I don't like that woman. She's shifty.
For goodness sake, Tara.
This is going to be such a bore. Ew, lovely to see you. I like the dress.
Thanks. Come and have a drink.
I've got a little surprise lined up for you and James.
It had better be a cheque for 180 grand, or you're in big trouble.
No, I'm fine.
Yes, thank you very much indeed, thank you.
With principal investment.
You're having a nice birthday, little man. I think he needs changing.
No, I think he's just a little bit tired. Come on. Oh.
Splendid, it's arrived.
What do you mean?
My little surprise. Here he is, the little beauty. James's birthday present.
Is this a joke?
What's the problem?
James is 1 year old.
As my old dad used to say, you can't get them on the saddle soon enough.
It's not even broken in yet.
Thought I'd leave that to the expert.
Must have cost you a fortune.
Glad to see you've got money to throw around. I think we should talk later, don't you?
Nice one,
Just
Alex.
if you will. It's my son's first birthday. To James.
To James.
Goodbye, Tara. Thanks for coming. We need to have a word.
See you at the car, darling. Worried I wouldn't come up with the money?
Frankly, yes.
Don't you have cash flow problems now and again?
This isn't the way I normally do business.
Look, I'm your partner. How about a bit of trust?
You put me in a very precarious position, particularly with Christopher.
Don't follow.
Too boring to go into. Suffice to say, this cheque solves everything.
Another of your prize ponies off to the knacker's yard?
Alex's pony, off to be sold.
Oh dear, you and Alex fallen out.
It was a totally inappropriate gift.
Shame, I was looking forward to see little James on his Shetland. You riding the range together.
Haven't you got work to do?
Yes, I have. Collecting a debt, 350,000 off my chiselling stepmother.
You shall have it very soon.
Why, what slush fund have you plundered now?
Why don't you go and annoy one of your shally girls? Hello, Melanie. Since when did the bank managers start doing home visits?
Mr. Tate, there's something I need to discuss with you.
Now, what's she been up to?
Perhaps we should go inside?
Come in. Too early for a little drink?
Not for me. Though you may need one.
We haven't gone over our borrowing limit.
Nothing like that. You deposited a cheque for £180,000 into one of the home farm accounts yesterday.
What's the problem?
Lord Oakwell. We bought some horses together for the stud.
I'm afraid there are insufficient funds in his account to honour the cheque.
You mean he's bounced home farm for nearly 200 grand?
We'll discuss this later.
Well, 3 cheers for Businesswoman of the Year.
Shut up, Chris.
Lord Oakwell's also one of our customers. I think you should know that if the cheque is represented, it's very unlikely to clear.
Well, just how bad is his situation?
As old friends, if I were you, I wouldn't touch him with a very long barge pole.
Oh, I'll touch him all right. I'll kill him.
Care, some fencing's come down at the holiday village. Fix that, then you can have your lunches.
Yeah, well, it's nearly chow time now.
Yeah, does it make any difference if we do it this afternoon? Yes, because I want you to do it now.
Get a horse box sorted. We're going to Oakwell Stables.
Excuse me, these two have got their orders for the rest of the day.
Well, I've changed them.
What about dinner?
There isn't one. Just do what you're told.
Doesn't feel right, this, Kim. It's stealing.
They're my horses and I get them on the box.
Look, we don't want to get into trouble with Lord Oakwell, Kim.
Just do what you're told or you'll both be out of a job.
What's going on, Mrs. Tate?
I'm taking these horses to Home Farm.
Lord Oakwell said nothing about this.
That's because he doesn't know.
All due respect, Mr. Tate, but you're not taking these
Whoa,
horses.
whoa, easy, mate. Orders is orders.
Then I'll call the police.
It's all right, Jerry. I'll sort this. What are you doing?
Making restitution. Your cheque bounced. But I suppose you knew that anyway.
Yeah, I can explain. Let's go into the house, have a glass of something and talk this over.
You're not taking me for an idiot again.
You're being very unreasonable.
No one tries to swindle me and gets away with it, Lord Oakwell. You'll soon realise that I can be a very dangerous enemy.
What's happening, Alex? Hello, Kim. How are you?
Kim?
I think you know. Let's not play games, eh?
There's been a misunderstanding. I'm here to settle it.
Going to give me another rubber cheque?
Let's not air our dirty washing in front of the employees, eh?
How terribly civilised.
I find all this very embarrassing, and I'm sorry you've been messed about. This is on my bank account. I guarantee you it'll be honoured.
Fine. But the horses stay here until it's cleared.
Don't you play games with me. I've given you my word.
You my partner now, then?
If needs be. I really would rather not do business with you at all.
I'm sure you know the feeling's mutual.
But Alex entered into an agreement with you. He's my husband and I won't see him made a fool of.
Needs no help from me.
I've made some inquiries about you, and you really are a nasty piece of work. But a friendly little warning. My friends are bigger than your friends.
Is that some kind of school threat?
You're not stupid, far from it, so you'll understand me when I say I could ruin you and your family.
I'd like to see you try.
No, you wouldn't. All it takes is a couple of phone calls.
Take your nags and clear off. Give him a rub down.
That's right, make the most of it.
Do you want a blanket from the stables? He wouldn't want you to catch a cold now, would we?
You're not quite hacking it, are you? Just a hint of a hollow ring.
You'll get your money.
Oh, I better. Here comes good old Lord Reckless. Even he's managed to fleece you in his bumbling way. You have to admire it. A real toff.
Hello there.
What do you want?
It's all been a terrible misunderstanding.
Oh, I'm sure.
You got me in awful hot water when you came to repossess those horses.
What a shame.
You might have warned me. I could have got Tara out of the way.
Yeah, and then I'd have never seen my money.
I was going to pay up.
You robbed me.
Of course I didn't.
You knew full well you didn't have the wherewithal to meet the cost of that livestock.
And Tara's very upset. She's accused me of being devious.
It's taken her this long to catch on.
I suppose she'll come round. But you have forgiven me?
Frankly, Alex, you're the last thing on my mind. Chris is threatening all sorts because I bent the rules to help you.
Look, if there's anything I can do to help...
There is, actually.
Anything. As long as it doesn't involve handing over large sums of money.
Muck out the stables.
You've got lovely hind quarters.
I am not desperate. Look, Mr. Hamilton, Steve Marchant assured me that you were genuinely interested in buying the golf course. He didn't say you were a time waster. No, I won't reduce the asking price.
Why don't you offer Green Shield stamps with it?
Why don't you just keep out of my way?
Don't be so grumpy. I suppose you're entitled to a strop. It's bad enough being rejected by a man, but to be financially ruined into the bargain.
You're right, Chris. I'm in a mess.
Well, there's a first. You've admitted you've blown it.
I misjudged Alex Oakwell. And I certainly thought I'd be able to raise capital from a quick sale of the golf club.
I know.
I don't think you'd be in a position to demand your $350,000 either. And you know what? I'm not in the slightest bit worried.
Well, of course you're not.
Something will turn up.
Something at 10. You really are clutching at straws.
You know, I'm so sure I'll be all right. Simply, I'm a winner and you're a loser.
Not this time.
I'm sorry, but that's how it is. I couldn't change it if I wanted. And neither can you. Look, very funereals, eh? Suit you.
We're going to put some flowers on Dad's grave.
So you remembered he'd have been 60 then? Thought I'd forget, didn't you?
No. He probably had some policy maturing. I bet the date was etched in your heart.
No such luck.
Pity. You could do with it.
You're quite welcome to come with us, Kim.
Thanks, Zoe, you're a sweetie, but I'd find it too emotional. You could have stayed at the golf club for drinks.
If I buy that place, I can make of it what I want. And it's a big if. And one of the things that'll make it viable is the surrounding area. My only contact so far has been 2 feisty women in the park.
Yes, well, here's another, and I need a straight answer. Now, you've seen the setup. Are you going to buy it?
At the price you're asking. Now, what would you like to drink?
Hello. Gin and tonic, please.
Just a tonic for me.
I'll just have a tonic as well. I'm driving.
Driving a hard bargain. So then, landlord, how's business?
Kim, aren't you going to introduce us?
Alan Turner, Doug Hamilton.
How do you do?
I'm Viv Windsor. I run the post office, our village shop.
The hub of economic activity.
Oh, we do all right. You kept this one well hidden, didn't you?
What are you going to offer for the golf course? And no, I don't beat about the bush.
If you really had a string of buyers, you wouldn't be inviting offers. You'd name your price.
Price is in the brochure.
Far too high. There are too many courses and not enough paying members.
I really can't entertain time wasters.
You asked for an offer.
Go on, then.
Not just like that. People do get stung investing on a whim. I'm sure you haven't done that, have you?
I think I will have that gin.
Oh dear, you're looking a bit grim.
Yeah, I'm psyching myself up for Doug Hamilton.
Do I really want to hear this?
Striking deals with middle-aged businessmen is about as lurid as my life gets at the moment. I'm having lunch with Doug Hamilton.
I'm very happy for you.
I just thought if I came out and told you straight, to save you twisting Sophie's arm to get it out of her.
Actually, it's Sophie I came to see. If I was that desperate to spy on you, I'd hire someone.
Oh, so you do take after your father, then. Bye-bye, James.
Bye.
Well, you wanted to see the local attractions. Don't get much more local than this.
I thought the Woolpack was parochial.
It is.
I hope the golf club is going to be a little busier than this if I buy it.
Don't worry, it will be.
Well, let's beat back the crowds and find a table, then. Who owns this place?
Kathy Glover. Not much of a businesswoman. Bit of a victim, really. But she does make a good chocolate cake.
No! I'm sorry to have kept you waiting. What can I get you?
Doug, this is the owner.
Hello
Kathy.
again. I'm afraid to say we've already met. And you needn't worry. My dog's in the car. Excuse me a minute, will you?
Sure. I mean, a respectable businessman like that, with a wild beast for a dog, you think he could afford to have it trained proper?
I can assure you he is properly trained. He just forgets his manners. But we're all guilty of that occasionally.
Well, it's an uphill struggle when you live round here.
Kathy, I was wondering if...
I bet you were.
Betty, could you finish clearing that table, please?
In a minute.
Sorry, you were saying.
Kathy, I wanted to ask you if you'd come out to dinner with me by way of apology.
No,
What?
she's busy.
Are you?
No.
You can bring your daughter.
Alice is my niece.
Is there a problem?
I'd hate to tread on anyone's toes.
Did we ask for
Something
tea,
like-
Jan?
Did you?
Yes.
Sorry, Mrs. Turner.
What's so funny?
I just got coffee on the brain this morning. I'll go and change it.
Strange woman.
Yeah, I think it's the sheep dip. Her husband's a farm labourer.
I've heard it can affect the brain.
So they say. I don't come into contact with it, unfortunately for you.
Meaning?
Meaning my brain's in perfect shape.
Well, I've never thought otherwise.
Then why are you insulting my intelligence with your offer for the golf course?
Am I?
Please. You know what it's worth.
Well, I know what it's worth to me. It's up to you whether you agree.
And what if I don't?
Well, let's say I won't be forced to sell my house in Mayfair.
I must be mad to let it go at your price.
Are you saying we have a deal, then?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and you're quite right. You're absolutely mad to let it go at my price.
Maybe. Then maybe you're mad to buy it at mine.
Pity we've nothing to toast it with.
We could go out this evening. Celebrate.
I'm sorry, I already have a date.
I hope she's worth it.
I think so.
I'm sorry, Kim. I didn't know you were going out this morning.
Oh, that's okay. Now you're going to be a good boy when we goes to see Lord Brookwell.
Oh. Here we go.
God knows I don't want to, the way he's behaved. And let's face it, it's too late now. We're in bed together.
What?
Business partners. And as we all know, bed's not necessarily a place where you enjoy yourself. It's making the right noises that counts.
Kim,
Yeah.
can I ask you a personal question?
Oh, you can ask.
What's it like to have a child of your own?
Well, that's not very personal.
No. What I meant was...
What is it like for someone like me? I don't come across as somebody whose lifelong ambition is motherhood.
Yeah, something like that.
Well, dirty nappies and sleepless nights isn't my idea of fun. But I love James more than I've ever loved anybody. Is that an answer?
Yeah.
I'll see you later, sweetheart.
Thanks, Kim.
Now that's scary.
What is?
You showing someone affection.
Don't worry, Christopher. You're safe.
There's a relief. Meanwhile, where's my money?
On its way.
Good. I'll be there to meet it. Any idea
Hey,
when?
Alex, I'll speak to you tomorrow.
Hang on, don't rush off.
I'm not. We've discussed all our business.
Not business. Don't you think we should celebrate?
Celebrate?
Our success. Selling the golf club all-round stinky situation avoided.
Hang on. Maybe if you had rescued us from an all-round stinky situation, we might be able to celebrate. Unfortunately, it was you who was the cause of it, and it was me who dealt with it.
I'm sorry, Kim. Really. Will you accept my apology?
I accept most things.
So we're friends?
I didn't say that.
Okay. Right, understand. Look, how about this? We go to the casino tonight and have some fun. Isn't that why we became friends in the first place?
You mean because I gambled on a horse with good breeding but no form?
No, because we had fun.
If only you could be paid for it.
What?
Being charming. You wouldn't need my money at all. I'll see you at the casino.
About 8:30.
8:30 where?
The casino.
What?
Kim's forgiven me. We're going out to celebrate.
How sweet. Thanks for consulting me.
Darling, it was spur of the moment. We're not doing anything else this evening.
I meant thanks for consulting me about whether I'd forgiven you. Kim bailed you out because you're in business together. One day she's hoping to make money out of you. I, on the other hand, gave you nearly £200,000 simply because I love you. If there's anybody's forgiveness you should ask for, it's mine.
No more bets, thank you. That's all.
Raise your bets, please. No more bets.
Is Alex feeling all right, Tara?
Fine, why?
No, nothing.
8 black.
You should stick to the outside. Less risky. You love risks. Only when the odds are in my favour.
You're telling me you bought into the Oakwell stud because the odds looked favourable.
All right, sometimes my heart rules my head. But we can turn the stud around if all my plans go through. That's a big if. And not with me in charge.
Raise your bets, please.
Okay, so nobody's going to do this. I'm going to powder my nose. Look after my chips. Don't spend them all. There you are, Alex. I was getting worried.
Sorry, Kim. Don't usually ask permission to use the loo.
You've been about 4 times since we got here.
Jippy tummy been playing me up all day.
Really? Tara said you were fine.
No point worrying, huh?
No. Am I interrupting?
Delightfully.
Doug was very secretive about his date tonight.
Discreet, Kim, not secretive. Kathy may not be as proud to be seen with me as I am with her.
Well, now the secret's out, why don't you join me for that celebration drink?
Later, perhaps. Business is the last thing I have on my mind right now.
Glad you could make it, Chris.
You thought I wouldn't?
I just thought we could at least be polite. I know it's difficult for you. I've seen how you eat.
Kim, today there's not a thing you can say to upset me. I guarantee that.
You'll forgive me for trying, though.
Absolutely.
Oh, just put it down there. Thanks, Jen.
You don't want me to pour?
I'll be mother. Thank you.
I should have thought to bring a bottle of champagne to celebrate our little deal.
I'm so glad you did. £150,000. And now, in return for this, you don't accuse me of embezzlement ever again.
This letter states that the shortfall was due to a clerical error I spotted in the accounting. Puts you in the clear. When I get the banker's draft, I sign the letter.
You know, Chris, I always knew that one day you'd find something in this life that you were good at. Never thought it'd be blackmail.
You left yourself open to it. But I always knew one day you'd do that.
How can I be sure that when I hand this over, you'll stop blackmailing me?
You have my word. Shall I sign this letter? Thank you so much.
Blackmail.
You left yourself open to it. But I always knew that one day you'd do that.
How can I be sure that when I hand this over...
Pity your fiancé's back from Hong Kong today.
Why?
I was rather looking forward to watching you compete with that divine tea shop girl for the lovely Doug Hamilton.
I haven't the slightest interest.
Of course not. The dirty looks you gave them at the casino were because you were sucking a lemon.
Well, I'm glad it amused you.
Does Steve have any idea he's not the sole object of your desires?
No more than Tara knows she's not the sole object of yours.
On which happy note, I suppose I couldn't tempt you to a guided tour of the hayloft. Morning, Mr. Chapman.
He said you was out of the country.
I'm sorry?
You know damn well I've been ringing you, and you know why.
Yes. Look, Dave, can we discuss this some other time? I'll come and see you.
I'm not going anywhere without the 2,300 you owe me. It might be out to you.
Is this a stud farm bill?
Well, you don't think they're eating arse feed up at the big house now, do you, dear?
It's a misunderstanding, that's all.
Well, don't misunderstand this. If I don't get paid what I'm owed right now, you'll not be able to ride John Oss again for a few months. Before Oakwell. And I've had enough. I'm going to the newspapers.
It's all right, Kim.
I'm not the only one in this boat, lady. That's why I'm here. To get my money before someone makes him bankrupt, and soon. How do you think the papers would feel about that?
What's going on?
It's nothing.
How much are you owed?
2,300.
And we're getting all steamed up about that?
We've been through this, Tara. Thank you.
Don't have the cash on me, but I tell you what, I'll write you out a cheque now.
I'm not taking a cheque off any of you.
And give you this watch as surety. It's worth considerably more than 2,000 whatever. As soon as the cheque clears, you can return it, okay?
Well, it sounds all right.
Let's go to the office.
I'm so sorry, Kim. The man's a complete...
I want those stud farm books at the accountant's, 12 noon tomorrow. I don't ever want to be humiliated like that again. You know, sometimes I swear I can hear Frank laughing at me.
What?
He tried to teach me about business. I thought I'd learnt well.
Well, you have, haven't you?
He always acted on his instincts. He'd get all the information together first, and, well, no matter what the facts were, it was his gut that made him do the deals, or not.
And
various parts of my body, my head, and, well, maybe my heart, told me that going into business with Alex Oakwell was a good idea. But my gut, Sophie, my gut said that man's dangerous.
give me a dangerous man any day.
Is this to do with Zoe zooming off to the Caribbean?
It's a long story.
They usually are.
Hiya. Terry wants a word.
Oh, is it important? I'm rather busy.
Actually, it's a business proposition.
Oh?
Do we have to talk about it here?
We don't have to talk about it at all.
Alan's selling up. I want to buy the Woolpack.
And you're looking for a new barmaid?
No, I'm looking for money. For a backer.
Oh, I see. Sophie, give Terry a coffee. I'm going for a shower. Can you wait?
Huh?
And you're still here because?
I thought you might want me for something.
Just have to see if she's got enough loose change to buy the Woolpack.
As you wish you'd never said.
It's just a joke.
You've had a long wait.
Oh, it's not a problem. Well, the thing is, Alan's leaving. He's given me first refusal. I'd like to buy the place.
Stop. Would you like to know what I was doing in the shower?
Well, he might not, but I certainly would.
Hi.
Hiya. Sorry, am I interrupting something?
I'll go. We'll talk about it later.
No need. Terry, thanks for asking, but I'm not interested.
We haven't heard what I've got to say.
Terry, not interested is not interested.
Will somebody tell me
Terry
what...
wants to buy the Woolpack. Correction, Terry wants me to buy the Woolpack for him.
Well, sounds a great idea.
Thanks.
Well, if Kim's not interested, I might be.
Really? Well...
Oh, we'll talk about it later. I've got some catching up to do.
Right. Well, I'll fill you in.
Hi, you.
You don't want a pub.
A boy needs a hobby.
I've got a better one.
I love you.
Good.
I want the whole world to know that I love you.
I think they do.
No, I mean, announce it properly. A party, Kim, a celebration. We could invite everybody.
Steve, we can't. I can't. Money's tight. I had to pay Chris off to forget that business with Alex.
How much?
350,000.
Ouch. I can afford it. Hong Kong went like a dream. I made more money than I thought possible. I'm going to throw the best party Home Farm's ever seen.
Alex had a dental appointment. It's obviously been delayed.
You needn't bother with the dentist. If yesterday was anything to go by, one of our suppliers will have removed all his teeth by now.
Well, should we go on?
And the good news is?
Depends what you call good news. As you know from when you became a partner, Mrs. Tate, the stud farm is basically very sound.
Basically?
In the last couple of months, the cash flow has, well, stopped flowing.
I'm sure that's just
a misunderstanding. Yes, there's a lot of those around, Alex.
There are numerous creditors, but not enough in the way of revenue generation.
Well, Mrs. Tate's been busy arranging her engagement party. I'm sure we'll soon be back on an even keel.
Hang on, this is not down to me.
Excuse me.
Lord Oakwell's outside, sir, and,
Everything's hunky-dory. You carry on accounting.
Now, why did you have to do that? We were getting along so splendidly.
For God's sake, Alex. This is once too often.
Only once? Then I'm not trying hard enough.
Kim, go back into the accountants. Make whatever assurances you have to that the cash flow will be sorted.
Oh, no. I want to know what the upper-class twit of the year thinks he's up to.
Do stop being so bourgeois, Kim. Doesn't suit.
I'll deal with Alex, but before word gets around the entire financial community about this, I think you better get back in there and explain.
Explain what, for God's sake?
Well, you lied before, I'm sure. Tell them he's allergic to some medication, anything.
Hugo, you're his wife.
You might enjoy making a spectacle of yourself in the street. I don't.
I did try to warn you, right at the very beginning.
That's supposed to make me feel better. Honestly, the way Tara was ordering me about, I could have quite cheerfully slapped the pair of them.
We should be in there to see it. Don't you think you should pull out while you still can?
I'll protect my reputation.
You've got a perfectly good reputation in business. Alex is about to tip over the edge, and I don't want you standing behind him when he does.
Stuff him. Let's talk about the party.
If you like, we'd have to invite them.
Too late. I'd already invited Tara before Alex turned up.
Ah.
And with my luck, I can't see her forgetting. Cheers.
Cheers.
You're in early for work?
It's all in here to you. Steve wants us in early to get this marquee set up.
We'll see.
Kim? You know, you said you loved our Dave.
Did I?
You know you did. You told me. I actually made a point of saying it.
So?
So then you go get engaged to the next bloke that comes along.
Am I supposed to wait for you?
So that I thought our Dave was special.
Do you really think I could forget him?
What's this? A competition to see how many people you can get in a Mini? Very funny.
Come on, when the lights out, I'm getting cramp here.
Wow.
Steve, you're blocking the parking up.
Well, you better move it then. This is the happiest day of my life.
It shows.
I think things are going to be really good for us.
I'll fix us up with some drinks.
The guests are arriving.
That's why it's the girls.
Now then, I hope you're not doing this on the bounce. Suppose I should keep my nose out, but I know you were hurt over David. And I don't want you to get yourself into the same mess, both for your own good and for Steve's.
I'm a big girl, Betty.
Well, as long as you're sure.
Yes, hello.
Tara, you look terrific.
Thanks.
It's a good job.
You haven't got a drink?
I better not.
You're usually a party girl.
And then I'd regret it totally.
Oh, yes, Butch Dingle.
And standing on a table at the Woolpack announcing, I love Zoe.
Do you?
I'm sorry she's not here. I'm knocking them back a bit.
Sorry, Nanny.
So you can get through this, isn't it?
It's my party.
I'm surprised at you with Steve.
Steve's a terrific guy.
I know. That's why you should be absolutely certain.
This is incredible. Not one person in this place thinks I should go through with it.
Do you?
God, I don't know. It's all happened so quickly. He was making arrangements before I could even think. And all day I've been thinking, it should be David. Isn't that terrible?
It is if you don't tell Steve.
Not stand on a table and announce it.
You've done worse.
Yeah, I know.
There are other ways. Like talking to him.
I'm sorry, Jan wanted to see the baby.
That's all right, so do I.
He's our David's.
Jan. David isn't here anymore. Neither's Frank. But I am. That's why I've got to be the best dad he could possibly have.
He's not yours.
What she means is we don't know very much about you.
Fathering a child makes you a parent. It doesn't make you a good one. That's something you choose to do.
You do it without thinking.
Well, people like you do. Not everyone does, though. I should know. But don't you think it's an even greater love if you choose to take on a child? Devote yourself to him?
Fine words, Steve, but that's all there might be.
I mean it, Ned.
Why?
I love Kim. I love him. I can't separate the two. I mean, look at it. How can it surprise you?
Thank you.
Perfect timing. Want some Charlie? Kim, wait! What's the matter?
Oh, nothing. I've just caught a junkie in my home.
I know I shouldn't have been in.
Oh, but the drugs are all right.
If you can afford them.
You afford them by ripping me off. Well, not anymore.
Lots of people do it.
By people, I assume you mean those sponges you hang around with?
The ones you aspire to join.
You know what I really detest?
Right, so you disapprove of someone doing the occasional line of coke?
Weak people.
You're not really angry with me. You know, there's something special between us.
Let go of me. Alex, maybe I did overreact.
Look, I know it was silly of me.
I'm a bit tense. Look, if you want a bit of fun, I'll tell you who you should try. Linda. Now, she's a fun girl, and I think she's quite smitten with you.
Really? I thought so too.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We'll take a short break now.
It's a terrific night.
There's something I've got to do. Could I have your attention, please, ladies and gentlemen?
Hey up, here comes the bombshell. I bet you a penny to a pinch of snuff she calls it off.
Stop stirring it, Betty.
Will you join me, Steve?
Look at him. A lamb to the slaughter.
Firstly, I'd like to thank you all very much for coming. Most of you have shared the good times we've had at Home Farm, and we suffered together through the bad. So, like it or not, our lives are intertwined.
Aye, Home Farm sneezes and we all catch a cold.
Thank you, Seth.
Pleasure.
This evening, I've come to a realization.
There, I told you.
I can't speak for Steve, but I have felt swept along by events. Several of you have seen this and urged caution.
What are you trying to say?
That I've realized money doesn't make a gentleman. And neither does breeding. But I have found a truly gentleman. And that's why I decided to say yes to you, Steve.
It's a good job.
You better have this, then.
Another one for a collection.
Sorry you didn't enjoy yourself this evening.
It's nothing personal.
Isn't it?
The world doesn't revolve around you, Kim.
Oh, I know that. You're devoted to Linda, aren't you? I've got an enormous amount of respect for her. That's why I thought I should mention...
Go on.
No, it's all right. I'm really glad you came, Steve, and I appreciate it.
What about Linda?
Well, you know she went off with Alex Oakwell.
When?
You must have seen them. I thought I should warn you that he's, well, a bit of a lad. I know she wouldn't do anything wrong. It's just that he's driven her off in Steve's car. I won't tell him if you can get...